Wars drive advances in technology. The longer a war drags on, the greater the push for innovative tech to drive results on the battlefield. The First World War gave us tanks, the Second World War, the atomic bomb. Today, the world is witnessing two major wars, Israel's war in Gaza and Russia's invasion in Ukraine, and artificial intelligence has entered both these battlefields. AI is being used by the soldiers fighting these wars. Or you could say, AI is the new soldier in these wars. Israel's AI soldier is called Lavender. It's a killing machine. It spits out lists of targets, individuals suspected of terrorism. Lavender creates these lists for the IDF, that is the Israeli Defense Force. According to one report, the IDF used Lavender to make a list, and it did, with some 37,000 Palestinians on it. They were labeled as suspected Hamas militants. So the AI system identified these people for the IDF, and then the soldiers simply went after the people on the list. No questions asked. Typically, in operations like these, militaries take their time. They follow multiple steps before going on a bombing spree, like resorting to human intelligence, a source on the ground who can identify and track a suspect. The next step is to seek solid evidence, clear proof of involvement in terrorist activities. And once they have this proof, ideally from multiple sources, they give orders to neutralize the suspect. But Israel seems to be relying completely on Lavender. It has basically taken over their intelligence gathering process. Once it marks someone as a target, their fate is sealed. There is little human intervention, no verification or scrutiny of the raw intelligence from Lavender, even when the system is known to commit mistakes. Lavender has an error rate of 10%. So on a list of, say, 100 targets, 10 names could be wrong, meaning innocent people could be branded terrorists and killed because a machine pointed at them. Is the IDF checking these things? Well, it denies using the system altogether. Israel says it is not using AI to lock targets. But another report challenges this claim. It's from December last year. It says Israel's military has an AI unit that runs a secret facility and churns out kill lists like a factory production line. We've not been able to verify either claim. Palestinians, though, have sought international intervention to stop Israel.
Over the past 5 months, Israel has been engaged in the most sustained and intense bombing campaign of a populated area in history in Gaza. More than 30,000 Palestinians have been killed, including over 13,000 children. We need to ask ourselves what led to such a staggering death toll. That Israel's use of artificial intelligence has been central to the execution of its mass killings in Gaza.
This no longer sounds like an experimental project. Militaries the world over, in fact, are turning to AI to get an edge on the battlefield. Ukraine, for example, it is using artificial intelligence, attacking Russian forces using AI-enabled drones. But their capabilities are limited. The tech on these drones can help in navigation and avoid jammers. So the drone can find its way to the target, but it cannot determine who to strike or where. That is still being decided by humans. Ukraine is also using AI to create war plans. It uses a Western software to analyze pictures from satellites, drone footage, and reports from the battlefield. And this software processes data. It helps Ukraine in tracking patterns, and commanders can use these inputs as they weigh their options. But Kyiv is not satisfied with this. It is asking for more tech support.
We see that the biggest need is in technologies. We need AI. For instance, the technology for finding targets, just like how the Lancet operates, so that a target can be located under electronic warfare and destroyed. We are currently focused on solving this problem, how to create technology that would allow us to capture the target within a couple of kilometers and, despite electronic warfare, destroy the target with the drone.
So AI in warfare is no longer just a theoretical concept. It is very much part of military planning and, to some extent, real-life missions. Artificial intelligence is fighting wars. You may remember the recent American strikes in West Asia. The US used AI there to find Houthi rocket launchers in Yemen and their ships in the Red Sea. Recent American strikes in Iraq and Syria were also conducted using AI. The technology was used to pinpoint the targets. And they plan to induct more AI-based tools. Reports say the US military has more than 800 active AI projects, more than 800 projects. They're aimed at various aspects of warfare, from data processing to planning weapon resupply routes. And China is not far behind. China's PLA, that is the People's Liberation Army, is building a network of unmanned weapons and sensors. And where do they plan to deploy these? In the waters surrounding China. These weapons will serve as information gathering tools. And China plans to deploy AI to process this data too, also for electronic warfare. They plan to use it for two things, for the analysis of radio waves and for jamming operations. So it's only a matter of time. America and China, in fact, have the world's biggest militaries and the biggest defense budgets. If they get AI capabilities, others are sure to follow. If they aren't doing that already, that is. The AI arms race is upon us. And to be fair, we are still far away from a Terminator-like situation where killing robots with a mind of their own start fighting wars. But at this rate, the scenario cannot be ruled out.